Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily if you're new here. I have not vlogged in a very long time. Like, I have not really sat down and spoken to the camera like just vlog style in forever. Like, it's been probably over 2 months now since I've done it, and honestly I have missed vlogging a lot. I've missed catching you guys all up about everything that's going on in my life, I suppose, and what I've been reading. I have just been in the biggest amount of shambles the last few weeks. Like, came back from Japan. It was an amazing trip. I still am yet to edit my Japan vlog, but it will be coming soon. And then the first day back at work, my position at my job was actually made redundant, unfortunately. So I have been job hunting for the last 2 weeks. I've been to 3 interviews so far. I'm just waiting to hear back, but there is one job that I really want, and I'll find out Friday if I get the position or not. So at least I don't have to wait too long. I had the interview yesterday, so you guys will find out with me, I suppose, but it's the job that I really want. So I'm really hoping that I get it, because I just feel like it's going to fit the most convenient for me, and I'm really excited to grow and to succeed further in my career. So I feel like this would be a massive point in making that happen. So I'm praying that I get the job. Pray with me, guys. But I have been loving matcha with vanilla syrup because I drank quite a bit of matcha in Japan, and obviously coming back here I don't really have matcha, but I bought some and it's the best. Like, just a little pick me up in the afternoon or in the morning. I'm loving it. Anyways, I'm rambling. This vlog is honestly just me updating you all, as well as my current reads and what I'd like to read for the rest of the week, and also what I have plans for the rest of the week. I'm actually going on a ghost hunting tour with my parents on Saturday night, so that will be really fun. And honestly, I've never done anything like that before, but I love horror and I love watching the paranormal investigative videos like Sam and Colby's channel. So I'm actually going to be using like proper equipment like EMF readers and spirit boxes and things like that. Like, I'm really excited. So that is kind of the theme of this vlog. I want to continue reading a couple more horror books, as well as I either have one read I'm going to pick out of my newest released books that I picked up, and I'm also currently reading Vampire Academy series book 6. So I have a few options here. So I have, obviously, Last Sacrifice is the final book in the Vampire Academy series. I'm reading this on my Kindle currently. I'm like 15% through. I only started reading it Sunday night. I think it was Sunday night. I don't actually remember, but I haven't been reading a lot since I've been trying to find jobs and interviews. And obviously another massive thing as well, which I completely forgot to mention, I have finished my final revision edit of my book. So it is now with my formatter, so I'm working on that, and that will be another process. Usually there's 3 revisions before the formatting has been completed, and then the cover design will be happening. So I'm so happy and proud of myself that I got through the edit stage. I think I did maybe 4 edits. After the beta read feedback that I received, I amended the comments and then I revised the document again. So then I went in with a grammatical edit. So I'm hoping that for right now that is all that I need to do, and then obviously when I get the physical copy, that will be another edit, but that will be another minor edit, just making sure that everything runs smoothly when I get an actual physical book, because I feel like I will be able to pick up errors in a physical book. Like, once you have a different format of the book, you can pick up on more things. But that is another really exciting milestone that's happened for me this week, so I'm very proud of myself in that respect. Just hoping that I can score this job that I went for. I'm praying that I get it. Anyways, so reading Vampire Academy book 6, and this is obviously the final installment in the series. I'm really looking forward to finishing the series. That was one series I wanted to finish this year, so I'm happy that I have made that progress and finishing off that series. I then have 2 highly anticipated reads that are also new releases that came out this month. So I have All These Twists of Glory that I picked up from Big W. This is by Tahara Mafi. This is the third book in the This Woven Kingdom series, obviously following on with Elise's story. This is on my TBR, I think. I don't even know if it's on my TBR. I think it is. But I want to read this. Am I going to get to it? I don't know, but I really want to read this. Tahara Mafi is a comfort author for me, and I definitely am needing the comfort vibes right now. Then I have another comfort author as well as another highly anticipated release, The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. This is the second installment in the... what even series is this? This is the Stolen Heir series. Well, it continues on from the Stolen Heir. This is book 2 in that series. We follow Oak and Siren, obviously, so I'm really excited to continue reading about Oak and Siren. I loved The Stolen Heir. It was very controversial for some people, didn't really like it, but for me, I loved it. I just love Holly Black's writing and her as an author, so that is another option. I'm not too sure what I'm going to end up picking out, but I'm a mood reader, so I'll pick something out. And then I'm currently reading, as well as Vampire Academy, I'm currently reading Horrorstor by Grady Hendrix. I'm like, I would say 50% in now. I am really liking it, and there has been like some unsettling moments. Like, I'm not going to say it's scary, but it definitely is unsettling, especially in the environment that this story is being portrayed in. So IKEA, dark seances, things like that, like it's quite eerie, but I like the atmosphere. Like, there's a little bit of humor to it, but so far I'm liking it, so I'm definitely going to be continue reading this week as well. Hopefully I will be able to finish this before I go on my ghost tour on Saturday. But yes, those are like the books that I am currently reading in the middle of. But I just thought I'd mention as well, my really good friend Liv from Endless Pages here on YouTube. I'm going to pop her on the screen somewhere. I received a package today from Amazon, and I was like, I have not ordered anything. Like, I don't know what this is, but Liv sent me 2 books, and I am so grateful. Like, genuinely, thank you so much, Liv. You have made my week. My last 2 weeks have been literally anxiety crippling, and I have just been feeling so off. So to receive this from Liv, and you know, her just being the friend she is, I'm so grateful. But she did write a note. Hi Emily, so sorry you have been so stressed with finding work. Hope a book cheers you up a little, from Liv. And those pages. Thank you, Liv. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I seriously appreciate it so much. Like, you did not have to do this, and it really did make my day when I received this parcel. So she got me Latvona by Otasha Mosfeg. This has been another like, highly anticipated read for me. I really loved My Year of Rest and Relaxation, so I'm really excited to read more of Otasha Mosfeg's work, including this book, because I have heard a lot of mixed reviews. This is definitely more of a horror novel by Otasha Mosfeg, so I'm really excited to read this one. And then she also got me King of Battle and Blood. This is by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a vampire smutty romance book, I'm pretty sure. But yes, this was on my wish list because I have heard really good things about this book, so I'm really excited to read this as well. But I just would like to thank Liv so much for sending me these books. I really do appreciate it, and it definitely did make me feel a little better, so thank you. Yes, that is the update from me, everyone. I will probably read a little bit more of Vampire Academy tonight, but I will check back in with you guys once I have a little bit of a reading update for you all. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and yes, enjoy this vlog, I suppose. So I thought I would just let you all know that I got the job. I got the job that I wanted. I'm so happy. I got a phone call today, so exciting things are coming, and I'm so freaking happy that I manifested it. Like, I swear, you put good vibes and good positive energy into the universe and it will return it to you in your favor. So I'm so grateful and so excited for this new opportunity and this step into growing within my career. So now I'm actually going to be reading Horrorstor, so I'm going to continue reading this. I'm up to chapter 9 currently, but I just love the illustrations. It's so cool. So anyways. Right. Hello friends, so I am about to go to the library. I have today off, it is Friday. I actually have the next week off before my new job is basically rolled in. So that means I'm going to be getting a lot of reading done hopefully, and also editing videos and catching up on YouTube because I seriously miss uploading consistently and obviously creating more content. I haven't done that in quite a while, so I do miss that and I want to get back into routine. So I'm going to the library now and I'm hoping that I will be able to start and finish Frankenstein by Mary Shelley today. Please, like, I don't know why I really think that I can do this, but I am giving myself that sort of a push and a goal for today because I feel like it's definitely doable, especially because I'm going to the library, I'm going to be in my element, I'm going to be very much not distracted. So if I'm not distracted by my dogs, I feel like I can get some reading done. I don't have any plans tonight. Kane's on night shift, so that means that it's going to be just me and in my time. So I have all faith in myself and I will try and update you all how I'm feeling with Frankenstein. Obviously there is 3 parts to the book. I am going to be annotating as well, so I have bought my annotation supplies, my tabs, highlighters, things like that. I'm actually really excited just to go to the library and sit down and just relax and read because it's been so long since I felt like I've actually done that. So that is the plans for today. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Obviously I might pick up some books from the library. I don't know, have a look around, have a browse. I haven't really had a browse at the library since before I went to Japan, so it's been maybe 6 weeks since I've actually been in there. So I'm very excited to go in there and just enjoy my day. So I will keep you all updated with how I go. Okay friends, so if my hair is a bit frizzy, don't mind that. It is freshly washed and I always seem to get frizzy hair when it air dries. But it also has like cute little curls. But anyways, I want to come on here and do a little reading update for you all. I have been reading quite a bit so far this weekend and I'm super happy about it because I feel like I just haven't read a lot lately. So first of all, I'm going to update you on Horrorstor by Grady Hendrix. So I have this much left. I think that's about 40 pages or something. I've been using the inside as a bookmark just so it's so much easier that way. But Horrorstor, I am actually really liking this book. I feel like this is up there with one of my favorite Grady Hendrix novels. I would say that How to Sell a Haunted House is definitely my favorite by Grady Hendrix so far, and then this would probably be coming out number 2. I really like the horror themes in this book. It is definitely like very much grotesque in the way of describing some of these things. We're following our main character Amy and she basically works at this shop called Orsk, and things have been happening in the store during the night. Like the next day they'll come back and there will be destruction and things are like getting ruined and broken and everything like that. So the main character's boss, and his name is Basil. So our main character's boss's name is Basil, and he has obviously the duty to make sure that the store is at its best for like when it gets audited or something like that. I don't know, but he's come up with an idea. So they're going to stay at the store during the night just to see who the culprit is, you know, breaking things and stuff like that. And obviously a lot of shit has unraveled. Prior to this being Orsk, it was a penitentiary, so there was like a lot of inmates and things like that used to like reside in that space. And so there was another couple of characters that stayed because they were wanting to capture ghosts on camera. They thought it was being haunted, and it just got really intense. Like after a seance that they did, it got really dark. And so definitely some of the spirits and the wardens from the penitentiary are like obviously haunting the area, and the hauntings are like very descriptive and dark because they used to torture the inmates that
obviously was in the penitentiary at the time. So it's very much interesting in that aspect. Definitely a lot of dark things, like some of the descriptions and the way that these characters are being tortured by these malevolent spirits. They are much more like zombies though, because they're quite lifelike in the terms of like this being horror, so physically abusing and hurting them. So it's very interesting. Also with the illustrations in this book, it starts off very like in theme with the store. So Orsk, it will show, it like basically gives you like the pamphlet of like what Orsk sells, so like just like dining table sets and things like that. And then the further along we get into the story, there is very descriptive aspects like the litterbod, I don't even know, litterbod, yeah. So using the power of centrifugal force to cause blackouts and unconsciousness. Litterbod is a ceaseless rotational machine that harnesses the primal forces of nature and turns them against your body. If you're lucky, you'll simply experience vomiting and permanent brain damage. So like it's getting a lot darker in themes with how the story is panning out. But overall, I'm actually really enjoying my time reading this book. And then the next one is called an Ingalot. So submit to the panic, fear and helplessness of drowning with the hope of death and distant dream. The elegantly designed Ingalot hydrotherapy bath allows the user to suffer this stress again and again until the cure is complete. So yes, the warden, who was obviously the warden of this penitentiary at the time, believed that all of the inmates were corrupted and that they were cursed because they were lazy or things like that. Just like a whole list of things that he believed that the people should be tortured for. So anyways, that is just my current thoughts and feelings. I definitely really like the horror aspect of this book. Grady Hendrix knows how to write a horror book. I'm actually feeling quite disturbed reading some of the graphic scenes in this book, but also it's like that light, dark humor vibes as well that you get from Grady Hendrix. So overall, I am enjoying this one, definitely. The next reading update that I have for you guys is on Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So I am currently reading Frankenstein. I have read up to part 2 now, so I'm up to part 2, chapter 1. So I am also annotating this book, and I picked like blue and purple colors to go with like the front cover because this cover is so cool. But rest in peace spine, because I have like creased it already because like this is stiff as anything, but whatever. Thoughts on Frankenstein so far? I like it. I'm liking the writing from this. Obviously I'm liking the writing style, being a classic and everything like that. I don't read a lot of classics, but I am enjoying it. I'm not loving it so far. I'm a little bit confused so far, I will say. I know this is gonna like balance out and I'm gonna like the reveal will come, but obviously the first couple of letters that we were getting from Robert Walton, I'm confused with who Robert Walton is so far in this story. We received 4 or 5 letters from like Robert writing these letters to his sister Margaret, and basically him expressing his endeavors on. Robert is in search of the Philosopher's Stone. And obviously I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. He wants to change the world. Hypothetically, he wants to change the world. So he was expressing to his sister how he has gone through his endeavors over the past couple of years, obviously exploring the seas and being on a voyage with other aspects, like trying to find himself as well as finding relationships along the way. Like he doesn't have a friend, he doesn't have a companion, and so he was expressing that sort of loss in his life to his sister through these letters. But when we start in part 1, we are obviously in the POV of Victor Frankenstein. So Victor Frankenstein was the creator of the creature, and so obviously that was his life mission, was to fulfill science and to create a new species of life. And so we are obviously just following Victor and his journey with creating this creature of life. And so the creature was born, obviously, but now weird things are starting to happen in his life and death is following him. So he's trying to figure out why this is happening. So far, I'm just like, who is this Robert Walton? Who is it? I don't know. Like, I don't know what it plays into. I know that I'm going to figure it out, but right now as a reader, like if I was not to know anything about Frankenstein, which I haven't any besides going into this book, I just don't know who Robert is and what the what similarities Robert and Victor have and what Robert plays into Victor's life, like if they're even going to resemble themselves in their lives. Like, I don't really know, so I'm hoping to find more of that out and uncover what is actually going on. So anyways, I'm up to part 2. Like I said, that is pretty much 77 pages in. I'm just under halfway through now. I'm hoping to read more today, but we'll see how we go. So I read 77 pages. Part 1 is done in the last day. So let's just see how we go. I'm liking it, like I said, but I'm not loving it. So that is just my little update for you all. I am going on my ghost tour tonight with my parents and I'm actually so excited, but I'm nervous and I want to use the ghost tube app that Gavin uses from Gavin Reads It All. So I'm going to try and download the ghost tube app, see if it works, but we are going to be using specific equipment like EMF readers and like spirit boxes and things like that. So I'm excited to see what actually happens and if I'm going to actually experience anything. But yes, I hopefully might be able to capture some moments of tonight. We will see if I'm even allowed to film. But yes, I'm actually really excited. So I will talk to you guys again soon.
A storm surge of rats was bearing down on her. It was a cresting wave of them, pushed by the current aimed directly at her face. There were thousands of them surging through the water in a massive swell. She imagined them scrabbling at her lips, worming their way inside her mouth, down her shirt, shrieking and tearing at her. She threw herself forward in a blind panic, swimming fast. My worst fucking nightmare.
So I just thought, take photos out here.
Yeah. With the EMF reader.
On the first letter.
The one I don't want to.
Is it all?
Did you do it?
No.
Jane knows what I'm talking about.
One or not? One more.
Okay. Oh, be careful. Bud. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, Bud. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? So I need to update you all on how the ghost tour went because it was amazing. I had the best time. My parents and I went together and then I met a girl who had Explore merch on. Like if you guys watch Sam and Colby or not, how they have Explore merch. She had Explore merch on, so I was like, oh my god, do you watch Sam and Colby? Like, I love your merch. And so it was just a really good time. We got to experience and basically do some experiments. Like I got some responses. Like I know there might be some people out there that don't believe in the paranormal, which is totally fine, but when we're asking questions, like we heard distinctive knocks in the room, like, and it was dead silent, and then like specifically after we'd ask a question, like there was like a knock, and it was like towards the end of the room where no one was. So that was really interesting. We got to do the Estes method and that was so cool but like creepy because I was getting a lot of different voices that were coming through. Like
towards the end as well, my name came through, and I took the headphones off and I was like shaking because I was like, that is so creepy. And the guy across from me was like, I heard it black and blue Emily in the thing, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that was very interesting, but cool to obviously see the Estes method. And I blindfolded myself because I felt like I would have concentrated better. And just watching Sam and Colby like all the time and them doing the Estes method, like I wanted to give it a go. So I gave it a go, and it was fun. It was good. It was fine. You would have seen that there was the Ouija board, and I did not touch it. I don't care if Hollywood has over exaggerated the Ouija board from what they were saying. I will never touch a Ouija board ever. I will never touch it. So I was just sitting and like observing the situation, but they did supposedly contacted a spirit by the name of Harry, who was convicted of a crime in the courthouse, because that's where we were doing the Ouija board. And so that was very interesting, and he had 4 kids from the information they got out of the session. But yeah, overall it was a great experience, and 50% of the profits went towards the old courthouse and the museum. So they got some profits there to support the town, which was great to hear that they were donating the money, like 50% of the ticket money towards that. But yes, I definitely felt satisfied going. I didn't know if I was going to expect to see anything. We had like the EMF readers that were going off as well. When the Ouija board was happening, like the EMF was going up. So like I felt like there was a presence there, because I got a really bad headache as well when they were doing the Ouija board. And obviously that would use a lot of energy, and my head was pounding. And then after the session ended, like it went away. So that was so bizarre. But I definitely have been a believer my whole life, but sometimes like I'm a bit skeptic with some of the series that you'll watch, like the ghost hunting people and things like that. But being able to witness it in the flesh, and these people were debunking things that we thought we would heard or stuff like that, so I didn't feel like they were bullshitting or anything like that. So overall I had a really good time, and I'm hoping to go back next month because they're going to be at the same place again, and it was local to me, so I might go back with a friend. So yes, that was the ghost tour. It was a lot of fun, and I would do it again. You'll just have to mind the setup. I actually don't know where I put my tripod, so I've just come into the car just to like give a final update and let you all know how I went with finishing Horrorstor and also Frankenstein, because I did finish both books in the last couple of days. So this vlog has been going for a week now, so I'm actually really proud of my efforts, especially finishing Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I annotated the whole book. I really did enjoy it. I didn't love it though. I probably would give it maybe a 3.5, 4 stars. I still am undecided of my rating, as I've only just finished it like half an hour ago. But overall, this book was very beautifully written, but also very sad and heartbreaking for what the creature had to go through, and its perspective on life and how everyone else treated the creature. And yeah, I just like reading the POV, specifically part 2 of Frankenstein was of the creature's perspective and how it went after Victor left it, and it had to basically find solitude, and it came up across a family who did take in the creature for some time, but then obviously things happened, and it was ultimately a wretched creature who was a demon and didn't deserve life and didn't deserve to be looked after. And all this creature wanted was love and fulfillment in life, and it didn't get that, and ultimately it let itself down to that route of revenge. And that's when it started finally wanting to portray its end game of revenge towards Victor Frankenstein. And Victor Frankenstein was a madman. He ended up, I felt like he was going insane ultimately with the creature. And obviously all of his loved ones were dying from the revenge plot of this book. And then his side of revenge and his feelings towards the creature, when ultimately he created the creature and he didn't want to acknowledge his he didn't want to acknowledge his mistakes with creating this creature. Like, what do you do? And then the creature just wanted a mate and wanted somebody who he could confide in. Well, the creature was a he. That was what it was described as in the book. So he just wanted a mate, a woman, to fulfill and to ultimately live the rest of his life with. And, you know, couldn't get that, so revenge scheme ended up plotting out. And this book was over a very long period of time. Like, there was years between each part, and, you know, Victor being imprisoned and losing family members and his father dying. And yeah, it was just, there were some quotes in here that was so beautifully written that I highlighted, obviously, and annotated, but I was mesmerized by the writing of this book and of Mary Shelley's writing style. I thought it was beautiful, poetic. I want to post on Instagram some of my favorite highlighted moments in this book, but I didn't love it. I don't know really. I mean, I was quite confused for a lot of the time with Walton, but Walton resembled Victor Frankenstein, paralleled. Like, I felt like they were so paralleled between each character. Like, at one moment I was like, is this an imagination of Victor? Like, is he just imagining this through his madness? Because Walton was also a adventurer. He wanted to discover the Philosopher's Stone, and he had a lot of similar interests and aspiring goals in life as Victor Frankenstein. So I don't know, I thought that was like, I'm like, is this person real or not? But ultimately, like, I think at the end of the day he was real, but like, just was very similar to Victor Frankenstein. So yes, this book, I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. I did read it in around 5 days. I thoroughly enjoyed my time reading it, but it did read quite slow for me in some moments. The part 3 was kind of repetitive, like continuously saying, you know, like, this wretched creature, I want to rid of it from my life, blah blah blah. We've heard it hundreds of times. Like, it was just repeated a lot. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, as this is a classic, so I'm very happy with that. I also love this edition. I did crack the spine pretty hardcore because it was quite stiff, but whatever. And then talking about Horrorstor by Grady Hendrix, I gave this one a 5 stars. I freaking loved this, and I liked how it ended. I found some moments to be very grotesque and unsettling and just skin crawling, like the rats. There was a scene with rats, and that just creeped me out, and like the whole beehive situation in the building, and then like, I think it, like, the ground itself is just not good vibes, and how the police that were called couldn't find the lot because it was not a registered address, like things like that. Like, it was just very creepy, and I actually really liked it. So this would be sitting at like maybe my second favorite Grady Hendrix book. I really loved How to Sell a Haunted House, so I feel like that would be like number 2 on my rating scale, and then My Best Friend's Exorcism. But I really enjoyed Horrorstor. So yes, that was the 2 books that I finished this week. I'm really glad that I got to read Frankenstein. I had a lot of fun reading. I am getting back in the groove of it. Like, I've missed reading, so I'm happy that I'm getting back in the groove. I'm starting my new job on Monday, which I'm very excited about. So I just cannot wait to get back into routine. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye!